YB stays on your neck.
Yo, my dons, make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and obviously hit the bell for notifications. Wow. Wow.com. This is pure madness. I'm actually shocked, you know. Now, you've all seen the title. So, Anthony, the landlord, Anthony, about to butt down Andy Margin Boo, Andy Roundbelly Ruiz, has been removed from the WBC rankings. Now, isn't this convenient? Extremely convenient. Now, we already know that the WBC couldn't wait to get rid of Dillian White and couldn't wait now to get rid of AJ. But we're going to get into the whole history of the situation before we talk about that, actually. So, what you'll see on your screen now is pictures or records of the WBC rankings since AJ lost to Ruiz. So the first one you'll see is the July rankings. You'll notice AJ is in at number 3. So in these July rankings, they'd had a month, or AJ had lost 5 weeks since, and they kept him at number 3. Yeah? But you can say, oh, you know what, YB, maybe they didn't update after a month, or maybe the results don't change after a month. Fine, no problem. The next one you'll see is an August record. And once again, you'll see AJ in there at number 3. So at this point, I think it's pretty fair to conclude that, you know what, they're sticking by. And actually, frustratingly enough, I actually rated WBC because they were the only ones who actually kept by AJ's ranking. And I thought they were saying, you know what, one loss doesn't completely change everything, especially when you've got Tyson Fury at number 2. What had Tyson Fury done apart from go life and death with Wilder? What had he done in the last 5 years, by the way? So AJ spent three years now as champion, beating top people after top people. I believe in ranking capital. What that means is I believe that to get to a ranking, that's why the point system works. The point system works better because rankings can't. Oh well, he lost, so he loses everything he done. No, it doesn't work like that. You can't pull off one shock win and have a better resume or have a. For me, rankings should equal resume. AKA, ranking should be based on points. What you accrue, you can't just lose that in one fight. Now, I do believe there should be the point system should incorporate like an exponential function, in as much as if every loss someone takes, it should have like an extra or a negative exponential effect on their ranking. Does that make sense? As an example, for your first loss, it might have a 10-point negative effect, but your second loss has a 20-point negative effect, meaning that each loss gets much worse than the last. It's like you're ranking, which basically incentivizes or basically illustrates that if for example AJ loses the rematch, then I understand how he's dropping down. But to lose one fight after having beat Klitschko, Povetkin, all in devastating fashion as well. No, it's not as if he went nip and tuck with Klitschko and Povetkin. He stopped them. So he spent all these years stopping people in record time, and then we're taking you off the rankings, or these guys dropping him down to number whatever he is now, or number 7 or whatever. Meanwhile, there's people above AJ in the rankings who still ain't done squat. As an example, let's have a look now. You've got Ajit Kabayel at number 4 in the IBF, or number 3 in the IBF, Adam Kawanaki. Number 2 in the IBF, vacant. AJ's not even ranked in the IBF. Oh, sorry, no, he is. He's number 5, behind Kawanaki and Kabayel. What have Kawanaki and Kabayel done? Yes, AJ had one loss, but he spent 5 years accruing stuff, no? Don't make no sense to me. You got Luis Ortiz. Wait there. Get this. Wait there. Get this. WBC rankings now. Back to the topic of this video. You got Luis Ortiz in number 3. Wait there a minute. So, okay, let's say I was right. AJ got D-ranked by WBC in September. God knows what they've been doing for 2 months. But okay, he gets D-ranked in September. And that's because he had one loss. Fine, you know what? I don't believe in that system. I believe it should be more points-based. I believe it should be more career or resume-based. But you know what? If they want to do that, that's fine. But wait there. How have you got Ortiz at number 3 then? Because he's had a loss as well. Or what are you trying to say then? This just goes to show how useless the ranking system is. Because he got knocked out in his loss. He comes back and has one life and death win against Christian Hammer, and now he's back at number 3 then. So what are you saying? This just shows how fickle the system is. So you can get knocked out. And then, to be honest with you, I might do some research actually and check, because I'm thinking to myself now, I don't actually remember Luis Ortiz ever being removed from the WBC rankings. I really don't. I'm sure he's been around 3 no matter what. So my question now is, AJ loses to Ruiz and gets moved off. How is Luis Ortiz? Luis Ortiz lost to Wilder. Why didn't he get completely cut? Magical. Absolutely magical. And it frustrates me, as I keep mentioning. These guys ain't doing nothing. Wow. Manuel Charr, WBA regular champion. What's he done? Trevor Bryan, number 1 in the WBA. Otto Wallin, number 4. This is completely mental. I'm sorry, it is. Completely mental. Absolutely mental. Let's have a look. Let's now actually decode this WBC ranking situation. Because, so AJ's been removed, so all these people are above him. And what frustrates me even more is you've got people like Joe Joyce at number 12. I'd put Joe Joyce up there with Kawanaki. Why don't Joe Joyce and Kawanaki get in there? Kawanaki don't want none of Joe Joyce. Let's be real now. Let's talk turkey. Here's another one. Look, Oscar Rivas, number 8. So wait there. Oscar Rivas loses to Dillian Whyte. How is he number 8 still? I'd love to know. And this is the problem. When you don't have an objective system, when you have a system, and we'll now start talking about the corruption. When you have a system that's led by the Mexican Don, Mauricio Sulaiman, Mr. Flavor of the Month, Mr. Protect Wilder at all costs. When you have that system in place, things do get a bit fishy. Now, actually, it's quite interesting. I made a video, I think a month ago, actually. Was Dillian Whyte removed? Let me check this quickly. I'm pretty sure Dillian Whyte was removed from the rankings. Yes, he was. No, he wasn't removed from the rankings. But there was some talk of it happening. And actually, they kept him in the rankings. It's there now, yeah. So they've actually kept... WBC have kept Dillian Whyte in the rankings. Instead, what they've done is... they've removed... I remember what it was now, yeah. They haven't removed... Mauricio Sulaiman has pointed out that Dillian Whyte has still got his ranking. He just hasn't got his mandatory position. They've essentially saved Wilder from Dillian Whyte. Now, I reckon that... in fact, I've heard from sources within the WBC... that they're pulling a similar trick with AJ. They've realised now. They've clocked on that Ern Hearn and AJ aren't as stupid AJ and Eddie Hearn are much smarter than many people have given them credit. Word from the YB's mouth talking about how they've turned Ruiz into a golden turkey. Listen, he's a pure, never mind plated, never mind what's the word? Never mind coated. This dude is a thick, pure, through and through, dense lump of turkey gold. That's what Ruiz is. Now, you may be wondering, YB, what the hell are you talking about, man? Get to the point. This is the point. The same way they've set Ruiz up, for all we know, and there's been some talks of this, to be fair. I've seen some people in the comment section talking about this. For all we know, this could be one big setup to get their ass into Wilder. Meaning, listen, let's get it right. If AJ lost a rematch to Ruiz, in fact, even never mind if he loses the rematch to Ruiz, either way, Wilder is up next. Bottom line, but if AJ was to lose the rematch, if I was AJ, I'd be thinking to myself, you know what? I might as well go and take a punt at Wilder. And what do we know? AJ was rocking around at number 3, so he'd have been well in line to get his hands on Wilder. So they're thinking, you know what, let's get AJ well out of the way. Make sure he's nowhere to be found, just in case that does happen. Just in case AJ's milling about, because at that point he might as well go and take. At that point, AJ wouldn't have any loyalty in as much as he'd have no belt, so he could go and pick and choose. And like many people, like even Fury himself, what did Fury think? After Fury lost his belts, he said, you know what, I'm going for the WBC, the one I haven't got. They know AJ's going to be licking his chops to get his hands on Wilder and do it the Dillian Whyte way. And WBC, they're counting they're doing the maths here. They're thinking, wait there a minute, we've got Dillian Whyte at mandatory, AJ at number 3. If he waits a year, he'll be mandatory as well. So they'll be in a lose-lose situation. Even if Wilder did pull a miracle off and beat Dillian Whyte, he's then going to get knocked out by AJ. And that's what they're doing. They're hedging their bets. They're thinking, you know what, get him out, make sure he's not on the list, just in case. So we've got an excuse not to fight him. And even if AJ does beat Ruiz, AJ not being ranked by the WBC, I'm sure they'll be able to use the, oh, well, yeah, we'd love to fight you in unification, but the thing is, AJ, back in September 2019, we removed you from your rankings because you lost to Ruiz, so you're going to have to, that's probably what they're cooking up. In fact, that's what I've heard. That's what they're cooking up. Mauricio trying to cook up a way to avoid the unification. And people don't get gassed. Wilder's on here talking about, yeah, man, cock-a-doodle-doo, man, yeah. I want to fight Deontay, I want to fight Anthony Joshua, man. He up next, yeah, man. Whilst AJ's got a fight booked, yeah. Whilst I know the coast is clear, whilst I know Anthony Joshua can't get in my ass, I'm going to talk about unification. But the minute AJ's free, I'm going to be busy. Shut think I won't be answering no emails. Cock-a-doodle-doo. That's what he'll be doing again. I want to call it now, by the way. Let me call it now. Come December 8th, when AJ has the belts, when Ruiz is licked down, when AJ is $90 million richer, when after the YB is live streamed and laughed it all up, you best believe Chillywinkle's BlackBerry will be turned off. Wilder will not be on social media talking about anything. He will be silent. He'll be like, wait a minute, Wilder, I thought you was fighting Fury in February. He will be road silent. He will push back the Fury fight back into 2024. Oh, well, man, I'd love to fight Anthony Joshua, man, but I got contractual obligations until 2024, man. I'd love to fight Anthony Joshua, man. I would just love to, but I got contractual obligations. That's what we'll be doing. Let's get it right. That's what he was doing anyway. By the way, until this Ruiz thing happened, until AJ cooked up this Ruiz turkey, this was what we were talking about, 2023. That wasn't a joke. That wasn't me making it up. That's exactly what was going on. Anyway, I think it's, as I said at the start of this video, I think it's disgusting that you've got a man who's created so much career capital, so much resume capital, especially in this day and age when, look around, Ruiz, what's he got? I do believe he actually beat Joseph Parker, so yeah, he's got a win over Joseph Parker. Alright, fine. That's that one. Wilder, what's he got? He's got a win over a 65-year-old man and a draw. Okay, whatever. Who else is there? That's what I'm trying to say. Look, that's what we're dealing with here. Usyk, not even had a heavyweight fight yet, and he's number 2 in WBO, and he's number 2 in the WBA. It's like, come on, man, what are we doing here? Kawanaki, number 3. Like, Pulev, number 1. What's he done? He lost against Klitschko. That's it. I just think it's poor that AJ's been moved behind all them people I've just noted there. Listen, I just talked about Usyk. Usyk is ahead of AJ in the WBO and the WBA. Caballero and Kawanaki and Pulev all ahead AJ in the IBF. WBC. Fury, Ortiz, or everyone is headed to AJ in the WBC now. WBA. Manuel Charr, Trevor Bryan, Usyk. All head of AJ. I understand Ruiz being ahead of AJ because obviously he beat him, but even that is arguable. But we'll give him that because he's champion, so that goes without saying. But all these other people, I'm sorry, off of one loss, how do you... Trevor Bryan and Usyk could be beat by Andy Ruiz. Does that make sense? So I don't... because AJ's out here taking risk, it's almost like you get penalised for taking risk, it seems. It's much better to grab the belts and fight absolutely no one, aka Wilder. That's what it seems better to do. If I was going to create a ranking system, I would actually praise people taking risk. I'd build into the model, into the point system, I would build it in there. I'd build in there like a column which would take account of risk, as an example. So if you took a really risky fight but lost it, that wouldn't be as bad on your record, or that wouldn't affect your ranking as much as if you took a really easy fight and lost it, or if you took a really easy fight and won it. Winning a really easy fight should only add a few points to your score. It shouldn't affect much. Where here, you've got people like Otto Wallin. Otto Wallin is one place behind AJ in the WBA. Like, what is that about? Are you serious? And that's not even the one that... The worst thing is, that's not even the one that Frank Warren owns. Frank Warren owns the WBO, I believe. So how is Otto Wallin number 4 in the W... He's one place behind AJ. What had he done? Seriously, what had he done? He just lost to Fury, but even before that, how did he earn the 4th place ranking whilst AJ's at number 3? Are you joking? Not good. It irritates me, man. But anyway, that's my thoughts. I'll be intrigued to see what you guys think.